Hey guys! Ooh! So,
that was so weak.
We're doing a mukbang!
Like, not cringy.
Because we're out of video ideas!
No. If anybody in the comments tries to say, oh, it's a mukbang, I don't really care. Okay,
Catch
mukbang.
Hands.
Mukbang sounds better.
Anyways, we're having salad.
That we made! Basically, the way this is gonna work, we're just gonna sit down and talk to you guys. We each have a few stories to tell you. So
when we were kiddos. Yeah, we're each gonna tell like 2
actually, we're
stories.
teens.
Yeah, 14 going on 15.
We're gonna be alright. We're gonna be alright.
No! Ready? One, 2, 3. Story.
All right.
Story number. Ready?
No, Marli. No, that was our intro.
All right, guys. So this was like me when I was quite young. My parents always tell this story to relatives.
We're gonna eat now.
My parents always tell this story to my relatives, and I know you've heard it. I don't know if you have. But I was young, and okay, so this is kind of sad at the beginning. So like my grandpa passed away before like my mom met my dad.
Oh, why does this taste so weird?
It doesn't.
Oh my god.
What is with you guys?
Is this like for a video?
No. Did you hear what she just said?
So my grandpa passed away before my mom and my dad.
I'm trying to pinpoint.
And so we were going down to Ontario because that's where my dad used to live to visit his grave. And so it was one of those graves where you could like take a little bit out and then there was like a hole leading into the grave. You know what story this is, yeah?
No, I mean, I think it's like for flowers, kind of.
Yeah, it's like a hole, like it's like, so imagine the grave is like a rectangle and then you're looking at it like from like a bird's eye view and there's like a hole in it and you can take the thing out and you can like drop flowers in there. And so my dumb little self so I take the hole out and my whole family's like quiet and we're all like silent and we're all like, and the rest of my family, and I take the thing out where like you're supposed to put flowers in like respectfully mourn like the people who have passed, and I yell, "Grandpa Frank, are you in?" Grandpa Frank, are you in? I'm yelling to my dead grandfather, "Are you in there?"
Oh my god, I haven't heard that story.
So, time for me to, So basically, my story number 1. So basically, when Marli and I, and Grace too, we were actually all in the same class, and we were in grade 6.
5.
And then there was
5.
Oh, sorry, my bad. We were all sitting at the same
Dad,
table.
my lips.
Marli.
No, you can't tell that story.
What?
I'm telling that.
Well,
Wait.
No!
Okay, good. I thought you were gonna steal that. I'm like, that's not funny from your perspective.
Marli and I were sitting at the same desk, and then there was 2 other guys that were, no, 3 other guys that were sitting there. And one of the guys
Oh, okay, yeah.
was, I don't know, we just talked to him a lot. And so, one day, I liked to FaceTime people a lot when I was younger, and so did Marli. Like, we just loved FaceTiming each other all the time. I asked this guy, I was like, "Can I have your number so that I can FaceTime you?" And I'm like having a full body sweat while saying that to him because I'm like, oh my god, is he gonna say no? Like,
Not just that though. Like, if you ever watch this video, I think it was pretty obvious. But like,
I didn't like him.
Yeah.
He was like, yeah. So then I'm like, oh, okay. Like, I'm like, phew-wee. You
dodged
know?
a bullet there.
And
because like you're basically asking someone for their number.
yeah, that's
Which,
what I did.
yeah.
Yeah. So I keep on looking at him, and I don't even know what went over me to do this. Like, I feel like my body twitched, but I wink at him. And he just went, he was like, what? I was like, oh my god. So I was like, oh, I did not mean to do that.
Sorry.
I did not mean to do that. Like, I'm sorry. Like, oops, twitch of the eye. But, oh my god, whenever, now that you were like dying laughing.
Wait, now I have to make sure it's in focus.
There's hair on my celery.
Grade 6 was a rough time for us all.
I'm gonna tell the doozy first.
I had bad acne.
No, wasn't that like your first time dyeing your hair too?
No, that was
hot pink. So, one day, this was in grade 5, and one of the guys that was in her story is in my story too. So the seating plan was 4 desks in a cube, right? So it's me, diagonal from me is Maddy, and then there's the guy that was in Maddy's story, let's call him
Brandon.
Joe. No, let's call him Joe. So Joe is sitting next to me, and in front of me was his friend. What should we call him?
Jimmy John.
Steve! So Steve was in front of me, and Maddy was diagonal, and his friend Joe was next to me.
Also, give me my Marlies to wear the iconic concert shirt t-shirts back then.
I wore the same thing like every single day. Every single day of my life. I wore either A Hello Kitty shirt, or B, a One Direction shirt. Today
or it was like Backstreet Boys, Maroon 5, any concert that she went to.
I loved to flex.
You would wear the
I
shirt.
loved to flex.
So, funny story though, compared to the Backstreet Boys, when Marli came wearing the Backstreet Boys concert, I was so impressed because I thought they were like huge band. Jimmy John.
So, no, Steve! So Steve that was sitting in front of me, I really had to sneeze. Like, big time, really had to sneeze. So, I didn't really think anything of it, so I sneeze, right? And it was a pretty big sneeze. Don't think anything of it. I go back to my work. A few minutes later, I look up, and he's like looking at me, and I'm like, why is he looking at me? Ooh.
Like I'm flattered.
And so I didn't think anything of it. So I go back to my work. 2 minutes later or something, I look back up. He's still looking at me, but then I realize he's not really looking at my face. He's looking at my shirt and like my chest area, which sounds weird, but
it wasn't like a creepy like.
no, it was like a. So anyway,
it was more like a disgusted thing.
yeah. So I look down. Lo and behold, there are. Ew, we're eating, but there's like chunky boogers all over my shirt. Like that. All over my shirt, like smeared and I was so embarrassed. So here's what I do. I'm so smart. I take my pencil and I'm like making eye contact with him, and I flick it on the floor and I bend down. I zip up my One Direction. I had to go to the bathroom. I had to take like soap and paper towel and clean off my booger shirt. And oh my god, coming back into that classroom.
So, flashback to grade 6, last day of school. I was feeling emotional. You know what this is, don't you?
No.
Yes, you do. I was feeling emotional. I was thinking I was never going to see these people again.
So rough.
So I'm feeling emotional. I'm thinking I'm never going to see these people again for some stupid reason. Another kid named Peter, who I'm going to see at school the next year. We're walking away, and like he and I have been like talking all year because you know I talk to people. Shocker. And so we're like, I'm like, this is what I do. I need you to be him.
Oh, no, just.
So I'm just like walking with guys, you know, minding my own business, and then I'm like, Peter. I'm calling you Peter.
No,
you didn't yell scared. She jump scared him basically. I was like, bye, and then I went. I just like shoved up and hugged him. And I was like, bye, and then I was like, bye, and then I just like marched off after like she had to do an awkward turnaround back because he was in front of us, so she had to like basically, I'm pretty sure she had to like dismantle and then walk.
Yeah, I had to like climb out after like assaulting this poor guy.
I'm not burning and my stomach's being weird.
A little finicky.
My stomach lining is ruined. You know who it was? Nope.
Who?
What? So my story has to do with the three of us. and we have a very intense history, in my opinion.
Like, okay, so basically Maddie and I were best friends.
Like context.
Yeah, like Maddie and I were like best friends from like grade kindergarten to like 1, and then I became more closer with Marli. So Marli and I basically started like bullying Maddie and
Oh my
like
God.
leaving her out constantly.
There
And
was
then-
always someone bullying the other one.
Yeah, nobody ever bullied you, so shut up.
I have a story to tell.
No one ever bullied Marli. Never.
Anyways, but then those two started.
Bacteria.
And then but like in grade 4 it switched, and those two started getting closer. And then those two started bullying me, and, like, until like grade 6.
No.
Grade 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grade 7, and then
Maybe
she made
grade
friends
8.
with another girl, and then we were just separate for like a pretty long time. And
Damn.
basically we go to a new
Damn.
school and all that.
Shame.
And then the first year of the new school, the first year of the new school, Grace and I basically smear back together, and then Marli goes off with another person, befriends me basically.
Be friends?
Because of
Try
that
again.
man that came in between us.
D-friends.
At the rat. Hate to bring it up, but at the rat.
What man?
The rat.
The rat.
Wait, he came between you two?
Then basically like during the summertime we kind of all like smushed together, and now we are in harmony.
Well, sometimes.
When we're in high school. So sometimes we don't see each
So
other at
somebody
all.
has recently
Yeah,
been...
it's really hard.
A little flaky with her.
Yeah, she has actually. So that's our really intense like friendship of everything in
It's
life.
been a roller coaster.
But this was in grade 5 for sure, and I feel like awful for this story because
I
this
don't
was
know
like
what she's talking about.
I don't think she remembers. I don't think Grace remembers, but I feel so bad.
This is like
So-
bullying me.
So basically, Grace's fashion sense back in the day was
Rough.
Grace has had like lots of stages with her hair. Basically, it went from I don't know, long to short to like pretty long again to short, and now it's and then long again to short, and now it's at her
Shoulders.
Oh man. Grace had just gotten, no, she didn't just get her hair cut, but she had just recently gotten a pixie cut. And there was a piece of hair that was, that she thought was sticking out of her head.
Oh, I know.
So then she
Wait, why
cut
are
it.
you embarrassing
No, hold
story
on,
about me?
Just wait. So she cut it, and that's like a backstory. So it would always fly up still though, like it
Oh,
didn't
it's so
stop.
frustrating. Because I was like, it won't go down, I'm going to chop it off, and then it's like, I got a bald spot there. And then I told you know what this sucker believed? She believed, until I told her like months later that it was me who cut it, she believed that it started, my hair fell out because I used conditioner. Hey, you didn't know how to spell truck in grade 5.
Don't need to get into that.
I'm sitting at my desk and then Marli's sitting at Steve's desk, okay? The guy from before. It
Steve.
doesn't really matter though. And Grace goes walking by because she's supposed to go into line for something. And she's wearing her coat that was like really, really big. And
What coat was this?
this is when we're going to seem like absolute bullies. So Marli sees Grace's hair and she's like, that piece that's sticking up. And she goes, oh my god, look at her hair. It's sticking up. Oh my god. And then Grace, she like hears that and she's like, and she puts up her hood and walks away. And I just was like laughing too, and I feel so.
Was it that brown jacket with the white fur?
Yeah, I remember that one.
It was, one time was that time, and the second time was I have this jacket I have this coat, and it's checkered. So I'm wearing this, and it's cold outside, so I wore it, and I was young and I didn't care. And these two come behind me, and they go, it's the fashion police. Look out, look how bad she's dressing.
I don't remember that.
Look at her coat, look how checkered it is. And I'm like on the verge of tears, and
Oh
these two are
my
like, it's
God.
the fashion police. And I'm like,
I remember one time though, in grade 3, you were wearing that brown jacket with the white fur, and I don't know what you were doing,
that jacket.
but you just went on top of the hill, and while it was muddy, and you just put the hood up and you went rolling down that hill. one day,
Why are you such judgy kids?
we were in centers. If anyone remembers what that is, it's where you like put your popsicle stick in
Well,
a center.
basically, I don't think they still have this, but like
They
in
do.
kindergarten,
Oh, they do?
when we were younger. No, hold on. When we were younger, we only had to have a half day at school.
Oh, never mind.
So nice. And then they like changed it, and I'm like, phew, that wasn't me. Like,
So, in kindergarten, I was looking for a place to put my popsicle stick, and I had no friends. And
Still don't.
each center was only allowed 5 people. And there was only one center that was available, and it was like Legos, and all the guys would go there. I'm like, hey, I don't want to go there. So, I really had to pee, and I was scared. I was just sitting. Stop. I was just sitting on the table next to the center board, and I don't know how this even happened. I mean, I was in kindergarten, so it was like, okay. I just started peeing on the spot. Like, I was sitting there and I'm like, I have to pee. And I was so scared to go to the bathroom, I just let it loose. And I was wearing a dark purple long sleeve and dark purple leggings that were the same. And I started peeing. And there was pee on the table.
Wait, what did you say? You and then you saw Grace and I? Or
Yeah, so then I kind of like walked to the bathroom, and there's like a huge pee spot, and they are sitting there doing art, and they look up, because I don't know what I was doing. I literally walk in front of them, and I stand in front of them like this. Like with my legs open, and my arms like this, and I was like, and they go like this. And look at each other, and they're like,
Well, I wore a lot of headbands back in the day, so.
okay. So that was actually really fun and
That was
funny.
really fun.
I hope that we got good content there because people have
Hope-
been criticizing our videos. recently.
criticizing, aka mom.
Okay, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. And
When things get tough, when times get hard, just know.
Best friends are hard to find because the best is already mine.
not me. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe. And
Comment down below, like and subscribe. Don't forget to check out all of our other videos on our channel. We'll
Yeah.
see you
Wait,
next
In case too, for some next videos.
What are you saying? See you soon. We're gonna watch Cody Co now.